Thank you for joining this lesson. We're going to discuss simultaneous quadratic equations. In number 15, the question says, solve the pair of equations simultaneously. Then we are having 2x minus y equals to 3. That is the first equation. Then x squared minus xy equals to negative 4. That is the second equation in the pair. Now we're going to solve simultaneously, and amongst the many methods of solving simultaneous equations, what we should know is that elimination method cannot be used. We can also use what we call the matrix method because of the different powers of x. In the first equation, we have the highest power being 1, but in the next equation, we have a power 2. That means we can only go by the substitution method, whereby from equation 1, if this is let to be 1, then this one is 2. Then from equation 1, we can express the value of y, in which case y can come to this side whereby it will be alone. So we shall have y equals to, now on the other side where there is 2x, we subtract 3. So because y has been expressed from equation 1, now we substitute for y in equation 2, such that equation 2 can be rewritten with x squared minus x, then y, we will have 2x minus 3 equals to negative 4. Now we can expand to have x squared minus 2x squared, and this becomes a positive 3x equivalent to negative 4. At this point now we can arrange the equation so that it may take a quadratic format, such that because this is negative x squared, okay, then we'll have plus 3x, then there is a negative 4. Now we can begin with negative x going to the other side such that it becomes positive x. This one to the same side become a negative 3x, but negative 4 is already on the other side, so that we remain with a 0 at one side. Now the equation is already quadratic and we can solve it using several methods, but I will choose to solve using what we call the factorization method, whereby I will find a product and a sum such that the product is equal to the value of a, which is the coefficient of x squared, times the constant c, that becomes a negative 4, then summation, which is equal to the value of b, and that is a negative 3. So these two terms, which when multiplied they give a negative 4, and when added they give a negative 3, are going to be negative 4 and a positive 1. Yes, negative 4 and a positive 1. So now we can write x squared minus 4x plus x minus 4 equals to 0. What we've done there is the negative 3 now can be substituted by these two factors, negative 4 and a positive 1. And that is what has been done. So now, at this point, we can talk about factorization. Now, in every two terms, we factorize what is common. So in the first two, we have x being common, so we remain with x minus 4. Then in the next two terms, we have only 1 being common, such that we have again x minus 4 equivalent to 0. So at this point, we can pick the common factor, x minus 4. Then we have x plus 1 equivalent to 0. When each factor is equated to 0 separately, the first one will give us x as 4, and in the next case, we'll have x as a negative 1. Therefore, the value of x can either be negative 1 or positive 4. X equals to negative 1 or x equals to positive 4. So we can conclude by finding the possible values of y, such that when x is negative 1, when x equals to negative 1, the values of y are going to be 2 into negative 1 minus 3. This is going to be negative 2 minus 3, giving us negative 5. When x equals to 4, the values of y are going to be 2 into 4 minus 3. This is going to be 8 minus 3, which is 5. Therefore, the values of x and y are y equals to 5 when x is 4, and y equals to negative 5 when x is negative 1.